friends, welcome to a new lecture today on esophagus multiple choice questions, PGI pattern, uh, previous year questions. Question number 1. Which of the following is true about esophageal adenocarcinoma? First, obesity is a risk factor. False. Obesity is not risk factor. Most common seen in the middle or lower esophagus. False. Actually, this esophageal adenocarcinoma is most commonly seen in the lower esophagus, lower one third only. It is not seen in the middle one third. It is increased in Barrett's esophagus. True. Metaplasia is a risk factor of esophageal adenocarcinoma, especially in Barrett's esophagus. It is true. Then chronic gastroesophageal reflux is an etiology of adenocarcinoma. True. Then question number 2. Mallory-Weiss-Stare. True statement is Mallory-Weiss-Stare is seen at the junction of esophagocardiac junction. True, it is seen at esophagocardiac junction or lower end of esophagus. Then, it is 10 centimeters above the esophagocardiac junction. False. Here, the rupture is into the muscularis area. False. Actually, in Mallory-Weiss-Stare, the rupture is only in the mucosa. It does not involve the muscularis area. Bleeding in Mallory-Weiss-Stare is self-limiting. True. Endoscopy is done to confirm the diagnosis. True. Endoscopy is done to confirm the diagnosis in Mallory-Weiss-Stare is true. Then, question number 3. True about hiatus hernia is surgery is indicated in all symptomatic cases of hiatus hernia. Yes, if there is symptoms, then surgery is indicated. Paraesophageal type is more complicated. Yes, because in paraesophageal type, along with the stomach, all other contents of the abdomen like the intestines, GI, colon, spleen, anything can come into the thorax through the hiatus. So this is more complicated type. Paraesophageal type is common type. False. The most common type of hiatus hernia is sliding type of hiatus hernia, not the paraesophageal type. Hiatus hernia is most common in infants. False. It is not common in infants. Then question number 4. True about sliding esophageal hernia in all cases is, esophagus is always short. False. It is not always short. There can be many reasons for sliding esophageal hernia. Cardia goes into the hiatus. True. Cardia and fundus go into the hiatus. This is false. Both cardia and fundus go into the hiatus in rolling hiatus hernia or paraesophageal hernia, not in sliding esophageal hernia. Angle of His is maintained. This is false. Angle of His is not maintained in sliding esophageal hernia. Then, question number 5. Reflex esophagitis is prevented by 1. Option A. Long intra-abdominal esophagus. Yes, reflex esophagitis is prevented by long intra-abdominal esophagus. True. Increased intra-abdominal pressure prevents the reflex esophagitis. Right crus of diaphragm also prevents the reflex esophagitis. Increased intrathoracic pressure does not prevent the reflex esophagitis. It actually aggravates the reflex esophagitis. Reflex esophagitis can be prevented by long intra-abdominal esophagus, right crus of diaphragm. Then, lower esophageal sphincter is relaxed by, what are the relaxing substances which will relax lower esophageal sphincter. See, among all these, nitrates, morphine, atropine, calcium channel blockers will relax the lower esophageal sphincter. Nitrates, morphine, atropine and calcium channel blockers will relax the lower esophageal sphincter. Then lower esophageal sphincter is relaxed by, what are the rest? Alcohol, caffeine and diazepam. Alcohol, caffeine and diazepam will relax the lower esophageal sphincter. Increased difficulty in swallowing both for liquids and solids in a woman with bird beak appearance in X-ray is seen in, look, here it is bird beak appearance. It is achalasia cardia. There is only one diagnosis with bird beak appearance. That is achalasia cardia. Then question number 7. A 30-year-old woman comes with dysphagia for both solids and liquids, and barium swallow shows parrot beak appearance. On esophageal manometry, lower esophageal sphincter pressure is increased. Management includes, this is female with dysphagia, parrot beak appearance is increased lower esophageal sphincter pressure. Diagnosis is achalasia cardia. Management includes, we can give nitrates, calcium channel blockers, botulinum toxin and myotomy. All 4 can be done for achalasia cardia. Question number 8. True about achalasia cardia is, achalasia cardia, dysphagia is the presenting symptom. True. In achalasia cardia, dysphagia is initially seen for liquids. Later, dysphagia is seen both for solids and liquids. The cause of this achalasia the cause is absence of ganglion cells in Auerbach plexus. This is an older concept. Right now, it is not described in books. Then, esophagectomy is the treatment. Actually, esophagectomy is not done for achalasia cardia. Esophagectomy is done in extreme or advanced cases of achalasia cardia, but generally we do Heller's cardiomyotomy for achalasia. Motility improving agents are used in the treatment. False. Because the problem here is not in the motility, because though the problem is in the motility, but there are no, plexus are absent here. So if the nerve cells are itself absent in the achalasia cardia, then even if you do give motility improving agents, that will not have any effect. Then barium swallow shows irregular filling defects in the lower esophagus. Actually, this irregular filling defects in the lower esophagus is seen in not actually in achalasia cardia. It is seen in carcinoma esophagus. So this is wrong. Okay. Sometimes motility improving agents can be used in the treatment, but that is controversy. Anyways, dysphagia is the presenting symptom is the best answer in this question. So thank you guys for watching my lecture. Thank you.